Okay, so now you've had the opportunity to explore with all of your materials. So y'all had 3 books, a clipboard, and a toy car. So now I want to discuss with y'all some of the things that y'all wrote down in your science journals while y'all were working. What was the most interesting thing that you found out through this exploration? Yes?
The most interesting thing that I noticed was like the more books that we added to our like car ramp, the faster it went and the further it went.
Okay, yeah. So the height of the ramp mattered when with the distance of the car. Awesome. What else?
I noticed that if you just set the car down and went down the ramp, it went slower than if you like pushed it down the ramp.
Okay, so like an outside object impacting the car, that had something to do with the distance of the car? Cool. Anything else?
When I first tried it, I originally just used 1 book and it was super slow, so that's why I kind of moved up and added more, like 2 and 3 books.
Awesome. So those are all really great observations, and they lead really well into the demonstration that we're about to do together. So set up right here, I have a ramp with 1 book, and I'm going to take my car and I'm going to line up the back wheels of the car with the back end of the ramp, and I'm just going to release it. I'm not going to push it. Okay. So that's where it stops. Now I'm going to use my measuring tape and measure from the bottom of the ramp to the front of the car. This is so hard to do with one hand. Okay. So the bottom of the ramp to the end of the car is 61 inches. Now I'm going to write 61 inches in my science journal. Beautiful. Now I'm going to come back over here and adjust my ramp to be 2 books tall. When you're building your ramp, it's really important to make sure that you have everything set up exactly the same, only changing the one thing that you're adjusting. So for me, it is the height of the ramp. I only want to adjust adding 1 book. I don't want to push it or do anything else to it because that can mess up my data. So now I have my car. And again, I'm going to line up the back or the wheels at the back of the board, and I'm going to let go, not push. Okay. Do y'all think that looks further or closer or about the same as the first time? A little bit further? Let's see. So the first time we did it, it was 61 inches from the bottom of the clipboard. So let's see if it's further, the same, or closer. All right. 103 inches. Would you say that that's further, closer, or the same? Further, for sure. Okay. Now we're going to adjust this one more time by adding a 3rd book. Okay. I have my ramp set up. I'm driving my car. And again, releasing it, not pushing it. Okay. So this one, do y'all think that's further the same or farther? Or further the same or closer? Further. Okay, let's see. This is so awkward. Okay, so it looks like it's about 140 inches from the end of the road. Cool. So now I'm going to go go, I forgot to write my measurement for, or the distance for the second round, which is 104 inches, so I'm gonna write that really quick. And this one was what was it, 124?
I think it was like 140.
140? Okay. So I have those written down. So now, let's talk about it. Let me turn this around. So, what did y'all notice about what I did in my demonstration that we just did right there versus the self-exploration that you did at the beginning? Like, did you get the same kind of conclusion this time as when we did it as the first time?
I think I got similar conclusions, just like more specific, like seeing you actually measure out the distance really helps solidify like that there was a difference in the distance it traveled.
Yeah, so, oh wait, I'm gonna put this back here. So whenever y'all were exploring the materials yourselves, did you use the tape measure to like check yourselves?
No.
No, so why do you think it's important to use the tape measure?
I think it's important because it can really make sure like these are, well, if you have one distance and you measured it, you can actually compare the distance that you've measured and make sure that they're accurate, because if you're just kind of looking at it and then doing something else, you might forget or you might misread how far away something was.
Yeah, very good. So honestly, that's really it. Yeah, y'all talked about everything that we had to cover. The most important takeaway that I want y'all to get from this is that the height of the ramp, which is what we were using in our example, impacts the distance that the car is going to go. All right. Thank y'all.